metal door slammed shut with a cold sound that echoed through the room, and Lady Nora felt her heart beat so loud she thought everyone could hear it. As she lifted her eyes slowly, she saw uniforms, papers, and faces that held no pity, and in that moment, she knew her life would never return to what it once was. Lady Nora sat quietly, her hands shaking on her lap. The room was bright, yet her world felt dark. Her fair skin, once glowing with pride, now looked pale under the sharp light. Her curvy body, dressed in a neat but simple dress, leaned forward slightly, as if the weight of her secrets had become too heavy to carry. Her mind was racing, not with fear alone, but with memories. Memories of how it all started. Memories of Lily. Memories of love, choices, and the mistake that led her here. Her thoughts pulled her far away from that cold room, back to a time when her name meant respect and warmth, not whispers and shame. Lady Nora was not always called Lady because of wealth. People called her that because of her kindness, her soft voice, and the way she treated everyone like family. She was known in her small community as a woman with a bright smile and perfect skin that seemed to shine even without effort. Her beauty was gentle, not proud, and her curvy figure moved with calm grace. She was married to a hard-working man named Mark, a man with simple dreams and honest hands. Mark loved Nora deeply. He always said she was the calm of his storm. Together, they had a young son named Leo, a bright boy with curious eyes and endless questions. Leo was the center of Nora's world. Every morning, she would watch him sleep and promise herself that she would always protect him, no matter what. Life was not rich, but it was peaceful. Mark worked long hours, and Nora took care of the home and helped neighbors when she could. They laughed often. They shared simple meals. They dreamed small dreams that felt big because they were shared. Then, Lily came back into Nora's life. Lily and Nora had been friends since they were young. Lily was also beautiful, fair-skinned and curvy, but her beauty was sharp, bold and loud. When Nora was calm, Lily was fire. Lily loved fast living, big talks and risky paths. She had left town years earlier, chasing what she called a better life. When Lily returned, she came with expensive clothes, shining shoes, and stories of success in the USA. She spoke of big houses, fast cars, and money that flowed like water. She spoke with confidence, and people listened. Nora listened too. At first, Lily only visited as a friend. She brought gifts for Leo. She praised Nora's beauty and laughed at old memories. She spoke kindly of Mark and said he was lucky to have such a perfect wife. But slowly, Lily's words changed. "Life is too small here," Lily said one evening as they sat together after dinner. "You are too smart and too beautiful to struggle like this." Nora smiled softly. "I am happy. That is enough for me." Lily laughed gently. "Happiness is sweeter when money supports it." Nora did not reply, but the words stayed in her heart. Days passed and Lily visited often. She spoke of chances, of travel, of work that pays well. She never spoke clearly at first. She only said things like, "I know people," and "there are opportunities." Nora tried to ignore it, but worry had already planted a seed. Mark's work was becoming harder. Bills were rising. Leo would soon need better schooling. Nora began to pray for help. One evening, Lily finally spoke clearly. "There is a job," Lily said quietly. "Not for you to do the hard work. You only manage people. You organize. Others handle the movement." Nora frowned. "Movement of what?" Lily paused, then smiled softly. "Things people want. Things that sell fast." Nora's heart beat faster. "I don't like how that sounds." Lily leaned closer. "Listen, Nora. You will not touch anything wrong. You will not harm anyone. You will only connect people. Many do it. Many live well because of it." Nora shook her head. I am not that kind of woman. Lily sighed. I thought you would say that, but think of your son. Think of his future. That night, Nora could not sleep. She watched Leo breathe softly and felt tears roll down her cheeks. She whispered promises to him again, but now her voice shook. Weeks later, after more talks, more pressure, and more fear of poverty, Nora agreed. She told herself it was temporary. She told herself she was only helping people find work. She told herself she would stop once she had saved enough. Lily helped her travel to the USA. Lily introduced her to people with smooth smiles and fast words. Nora was careful. She never touched anything illegal with her hands. She only spoke, arranged, and paid workers who did the risky parts. Money came quickly. At first, Nora cried when she saw the cash. Then she prayed. Then she became quiet. She sent money home. Mark was surprised but grateful. Leo started school in a better place. The house improved. Neighbors praised her success. But peace left her heart. She became careful. She trusted fewer people. She smiled less. She began to fear sounds at night. She feared knocks on doors. She feared questions. But Lily, however, seemed fearless. This is how the world works, she said. Relax, you are safe. Nora was not safe. One evening, while Nora sat alone in her apartment, she received a call from one of her workers. His voice shook. They caught someone, he said. He talked too much. Nora's body went cold. Who did he talk to? I don't know, but people are watching. Nora ended the call and sat in silence. Her heart felt like it was being squeezed. She wanted to run. She wanted to stop everything. She called Lily, but Lily did not answer. That night, Nora packed a small bag. She decided she would leave the USA the next morning. She would face whatever shame awaited her at home. She would confess to Mark. She would protect her son. Before dawn, there was a knock on her door. Slow, firm, certain. Nora froze. The knock came again. She stood up slowly, every step heavy. She did not open the door. She moved back, her breath shallow. Then voices spoke from outside. Calm voices, strong voices. Open the door. Her legs felt weak. She knew there was no escape. When the door finally opened, everything changed.
In the bright room, Lady Nora closed her eyes. She could still hear that knock. She could still feel that moment. Across the table, papers were being arranged. A pen was placed down. A voice spoke clearly. You are being sent back. The word deported echoed in her mind like a drum. Her thoughts rushed to Mark, to Leo, to Lily. She lifted her head slowly. What about my family? She asked quietly. No one answered her. As guards stood and reached for her arm, a single thought cut through her fear like lightning. Who betrayed me? And far away in another place, Lily sat calmly, scrolling through her phone, a small smile on her lips. The door opened behind Lily. She did not turn. The smile faded. The airplane touched the ground with a long, heavy sound, and Lady Nora felt it inside her chest like a final answer. She had imagined this moment many times while sitting in the cold room far away, but now that it had come, it felt unreal. Her hands were folded tightly on her lap, her fingers pressing into each other as if she could hold herself together by force. She did not look out the window. She did not want to see the land yet. Her mind was full of fear, shame, and questions that had no answers. She was no longer the woman who left her home with hope and courage. She was returning with a broken heart and a name that now carried a dark shadow. As she stepped down from the plane, warm air touched her face. It felt familiar, almost kind, but it did not remove the weight she carried. Her fair skin still glowed softly under the sun, and her curvy body still moved with grace, but inside she felt empty. People walked past her quickly, each carrying their own story. No one knew her pain. No one knew what she had lost. She took a deep breath and whispered Leo's name under her breath. That was the only thing that kept her walking forward. At home, Mark sat quietly on a wooden chair, his hands resting on his knees. The house was clean, but it felt silent, like it was holding its breath. Leo sat on the floor drawing shapes with a pencil, unaware of the storm that was about to enter his life. When the door opened, Mark stood up slowly. Nora stopped just inside the doorway. For a long moment, they only looked at each other. Mark's eyes searched her face, her clothes, her posture. He saw the woman he loved, but he also saw the pain she carried. He opened his mouth, then closed it again. Leo looked up. "Mama!" he shouted, dropping his pencil and running toward her. Nora fell to her knees and held him tightly. Tears rolled down her cheeks, touching his hair. "I missed you," Leo said simply. "I missed you more," Nora whispered. Mark watched them, his heart breaking and healing at the same time. That night, after Leo fell asleep, Nora sat across from Mark at the table. A small lamp lit the room. Shadows moved on the walls like silent witnesses. "I will tell you everything," Nora said. Mark nodded once. "I am listening." Her voice shook as she spoke. She told him about Lily, about the offers, about the workers, about the fear. She did not hide anything. Each word felt like a stone leaving her chest. When she finished, silence filled the room. Mark looked down at his hands. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked quietly. "I was afraid," Nora replied. "Afraid of losing you, afraid of failing as a wife and mother." Mark closed his eyes. "We could have faced struggle together." "I know," she said through tears. "I forgot that love is stronger than money." Mark stood up and walked to the window. He stayed there for a long time. Nora thought her heart would break again. Then he turned back. "We will face this together," he said, "but trust must be rebuilt." Nora nodded. "I will do whatever it takes." Days passed slowly. People began to talk. Whispers followed her at the market. Some neighbors looked at her with pity, others with judgment. Nora kept her head high, but each look hurt. One afternoon, Nora heard a voice she never expected to hear again. "Lady Nora." She turned. Lily stood there. She looked just as beautiful as before. Fair skin, curvy body, perfect clothes, calm smile. Nora's heart raced. "Why are you here?" Nora asked. Lily smiled softly. "I came to see you." Nora crossed her arms. "After everything?" Lily's smile faded. "I didn't betray you." Nora's eyes filled with anger. "Then why did everything fall apart after your call was unanswered?" Lily stepped closer. "Because someone else talked, someone you trusted." Nora shook her head. "You taught me this life." "Yes," Lily said, "and I regret it." They stood in silence, the past between them like a wall. "There is something you should know," Lily continued. "The people you walked with, they are being watched. Someone is trying to clean their name by blaming others." Nora's heart sank. "Why tell me this now?" "Because I am tired," Lily said, "and because I want to stop running." That night, Nora could not sleep. She thought of Lily's words. She thought of Leo's future. She thought of the moral weight of her silence. The next morning, Nora made a choice. She went to the authorities. She did not go to accuse. She went to confess. She told them everything she knew, not to escape blame, but to stop the cycle. It was not easy. Questions were asked, papers were signed, tears were shed. But when she walked out, she felt lighter than she had in years. Word spread quickly. Some people still judged her, but others saw her courage. Lily disappeared soon after. Some said she left the country. Others said she started a quiet life far away. No one knew for sure. Months passed. Nora worked hard. She sold goods at the market. She helped women learn skills. She spoke openly about her mistakes, warning others about easy money and false friends. People began to listen. Mark stood by her side. Their love was not perfect, but it was honest. Leo grew, strong and kind, proud of his mother's strength. One evening as the sun set, Nora stood outside her home. The sky was painted with soft colors. She closed her eyes and breathed deeply. She was no longer running. She was no longer hiding. She had fallen, but she had risen with truth. And that, she knew, was her real freedom. Bad choices can destroy a good life, but truth can rebuild it. Friends who push you into darkness are not friends. No amount of money is worth losing peace, family, and honor. Please like and subscribe for more beautiful stories like this. Thank you, and God bless you.